So, Stellar Blade, the infamous sexy, wobbly, beautiful game made by a beautiful studio that made Nikke, has had a lot of controversy recently, and it never ever and we kind of have to take a look at it because they keep on going, Twitter keep on molding, and people keep on being crazy regarding it. Let's take a little bit of peek.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to return to another discussion about the design of female video game characters, because recently...
How dare people make female characters? Oh my god.
We've seen a very concerning set of statements coming from Microsoft directing their developers to avoid making female video game characters with curvy aesthetics. Now this is...
How dare they make a beautiful woman? How dare they give her curve? How dare they do this, man? I can't believe it. This is not what people want to see.
Something that is concerning because that's not something that
What's
gamers
going
want
on?
to see. And people have been praising more curvy and attractive female character designs like that of Eve from the upcoming release of Stellar Blade. However, speaking of very attractive and quite nearly irresistible designs, guys, it's time to check out my new official Rev Fumo that is live the minute this video
does that come with a jar?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, just in time for Easter. Here is my limited edition Rev.
Look at that, guys, go get it.
Fumo.
As you can finally get it.
Ship campaign, this is a limited time offer, and you can see
looks so smug. It does actually.
Prototype that I received on full display right here, looking smug with the bunny ears. A great combo as always. And with Makeship, you know the quality is top of the line. You guys went absolutely insane when I released my first official Fumo back last year. And here is another chance to either get a new...
If I ever make something like this, you know that this little... It's about this little guy. It's all about this little guy being the little plushie. It's all about him. It's not about me. It's about him. So if we ever get a plushie like that, we gotta make him a little plushie. Yep.
Rev Fumo, or to add to the Rev Fumoverse with this new bunny themed version. This will be available, like I said, for a few weeks. I will put a link to this in the pinned comment, so make sure to check this out before it is
PNG Addy plushie.
Now returning to the topic for today. So recently there's been a lot of discussion about female character types in terms of...
We might play this game on Monday, by the way. We might. Monday or Tuesday, perhaps.
And a lot of people have been praising Stellar Blade because they are featuring what a lot of gamers want, and that is an attractive female main protagonist.
Did he say female?
And the developers and the directors from Shift Up, the studio responsible for Stellar Blade, have been unapologetic about their focus on the attractiveness of this character and also fan service shots of this character.
Do you know what their previous game was? Their previous game is called Nikke. It is these very beautiful women with massive everything, shaking like it's the biggest earthquake with every action they do. Do you think they will take any of this criticism of not showing the beauty of women at all? Not happening.
They want to create something that gamers want to see, something that is beautiful. Now, of course, Brutus here
gives
us a very helpful
ass jiggling simulator.
Today's main topic: which way, Western man? Do you want to go with the attractive design of characters like Eve from Stellar Blade, or do you want this disturbing new standard that apparently is going to be more of the mainstream moving forward? Now, what
I was thinking about it, you know, if they follow up with keeping the Fable model like super ugly, I was thinking that maybe we'll play Fable whenever people add mods to change the visuals on it. Because, like, I don't know, I like play. Why would you want to play a ugly model in a video game, right? The point of it is being appealing as much as possible and fun, and like what is this about playing ugly model? What is this about?
Is this standard? Well, let's check it out. It is covered in this tweet stating, Microsoft urges developers not to create female characters with exaggerated body proportions on their official site.
And then you have the literal human being they modeled it after. Oh my god.
Game devs. Site is titled as Product Inclusion Action Help
That's a good
Customers
point.
feel
I don't know if I'll
seen.
play Fable.
Holy
I don't
moly,
know.
that sounds like something that would be a conference at the latest game developers convention that was hosted in California last week. This is the epitome of woke. This is game developers and their bosses basically telling you that these character designs like Eve and the real life woman she's based on are something that is exaggerated and unrealistic and something that should not be shared with gamers. This is absolutely outrageous and something that is made to solely impress woke developers and their bosses, not gamers who actually appreciate designs like Eve. Now, of course, we're talking about Microsoft, who only a few weeks ago on their official Xbox account was hounding after sexualized male character designs. However, we've seen this policy in action from Microsoft over the years, at least in regards to female video game character designs. We've seen how Cortana has been changed over the ages from a more curvy design to what we see here from the latest release in 2021. Now, moving forward, Niche Gamer would make an article capturing this entire situation, stating Microsoft cautions developers to avoid curvy female video game characters. Story below. Now, if we check out the article, it says this. The site, titled as Product Inclusion Action, Help Customers Feel Seen, includes a bullet list of considerations they urge developers to make when working on their products. One Twitter user pointed out the language expressly condemning certain female characters as reinforcing negative gender stereotypes. Now, let's see that tweet in question. It says this. This is from Microsoft.
Because, like, if you think about it, it's never the topic whenever we have a male character. Like, we never focus on the fact that the guy is ugly, the guy is beautiful, the guy is ripped or skinny or whatever. Like, this topic only arises whenever we're talking about women. And I don't know, like, I just don't think it's not like it. Like, there are women out there that likes to, people want to look at a beautiful woman, and there are women out there that want to play beautiful women. Like, I think majority of like the Nikki audience, for example, are women. I think it's like a little bit odd whenever the target has to always be nitpicky and focusing on what a woman should be or what they should look like. Like, why would you always like focus on this? Like, let women look like they want, and let the designers do what they wished for themselves, and let the audience choose what they want to play and don't want to play. I don't understand why people want to nitpick that much on like the visuals of like girls and women, or women in video games, whenever like this seems awfully odd. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong about like doing like I don't think there's anything wrong about letting a designer choose what they want to publish. Like, and you shouldn't really like design their character for them.
Microsoft's new Gaming for Everyone production inclusion framework. This is the song that doesn't end. It's been like 10 years and they're still complaining about video game boobs. You can see this actual quote saying, "Are you reinforcing any negative gender stereotypes?"
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Milk.
"Are you unnecessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers?" And highlighted, are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do they have exaggerated body proportions? And going forward, when the story allows, do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? Now, of course, we see the most important section about this exaggerated body proportions. Now, here is a slow-mo provided of Eve from Stellar Blade. Now, would they consider this to be exaggerated body proportions? Likely based on the design of
Is this exaggerated body proportion? I don't think this is at all.
This character and the kind of woke terminology that they're using at Microsoft. It probably does fall under these exaggerated body proportions. However, as most of you are probably already aware since we've covered it on this channel, the design of Eve is based on a real-life Korean model. They made a 3D scan of this model. So quite literally, it is a realistic body type. And they'll probably label something like that
there you
as
have it.
Unrealistic, because that's the
there
way
you
people
have
like
it.
Microsoft are. Now, moving forward, we've seen some other examples of companies like Pokemon
I think this was a suggestion. I don't think this was official, if I remember correctly. This is like some voted thing.
Go doing some ESG approved moves as they have added more options for characters like this. So let's read this tweet. Pokemon Go company is ESG approved. 2024 changes. Change the viscerocranium of the female. Remove chest, modify hip, expand chin, broaden their shoulders, delete makeup. The industry has been pushing androgyny specifically
Plays
oriented
Pokemon Go in
to male
2024?
features
I have
for
no
years.
idea, but
They
I think
hate
I think a
women.
lot
So
of
here's
people
the
do.
before and after, of course, making this character much more boxy looking and really just kind of bland looking. And this is real. It's a part of their testing app, and changes will depend on feedback from social media. It's not made up, and depending on your location, you might see these options or not. Now, that is very curious. It's very odd and really eyebrow-raising to people like me when these changes are being only introduced to certain regions. Now, is it better than a global release like we've seen with other changes in censorship? Maybe, but it's also very nefarious that they are just picking and choosing regions to apply these changes to without even fully disclosing where these regions are. But moving forward, if you look at the actual website that Microsoft is promoting, you can see some of these quotes on here that are very, very odd. So they say this right here. 80% of media consumed by the world is created in the United States, and yet most media, including video games, doesn't contain characters and content that align to that broad consumer. And you can see some statistics that they cite down here. 50% of players in the broader gaming market didn't play certain games because the games weren't made for them. Over half of the global gaming market. 53% of developers felt diversity in storytelling should be a priority, and it was ranked as the third most important factor in industry growth. 41% of...
I feel like this is like a tribalistic mindset. I feel like this is like something people have made up and then pushing it through people and making it such a point of view that if you don't follow it, you will be pushed down. I don't think I don't think 53% of developer felt that diversity in storytelling should be a priority. I don't think that is the truth of it. I feel like this is more of the factor how like, that it's just like a cultural thing in America nowadays. And it seems to me that a lot of people are being pushed to have this narrative and this focus. And if they don't, they will kind of be pushed away.
Retail consumers have shifted 10% or more of their business away from brands that do not reflect their own value in diversity and inclusion. Now, that's very odd because we know that a lot of very successful games have not relied on the
and this is a really good point you brought up. I can see that, like anime, like the proportion in anime has always been absurd. What's going on? When Japan does it, it's fine, but when Korea does it, it's not. What are these standards? What's going on here?
The character even being relevant. Think about Halo, for example. Okay, let's talk about Xbox related games. The reason Master Chief was so beloved for many, many years was because nobody knew the identity of Master Chief. Everybody related to the character because that character could be anyone. It could be them. It could be someone else. It could be this skin, this type of skin, or whatever. It didn't matter because it was Master Chief. You believed in the character. And despite what the Paramount Plus show might do by revealing the identity of Master Chief, that's one of the reasons why that character was so beloved and so popular for so many years. And I don't really believe a lot of these statistics, and really, that's fair to say because a lot of these studies right here that are used as references have been openly memed on and criticized for many years. And that's pointed out in this thread right here. So based on some of the statistics shared in those studies, as this user points out, this study, if the numbers are correct, would mean that 20 million gamers have been swatted as results of X, Y, or Z. Basically the toxic gaming culture. That doesn't seem to add up. Yeah, there's some very extreme circumstances like that happening, but really 20 million gamers have had this happen. I don't really believe that. It makes me question a lot of these statistics and studies that they're citing at Microsoft.
That's
But
why
moving
they're
forward,
so
we see
ridiculous.
some very positive things. This is a actual clip involving the Shift Up director here. So you can see this is an interview asking them basically what their goal is as developers. What are they trying to create with their games and what is most important to them? And this will give you some faith in an industry that is definitely going backwards.
독창성, 새것, 재해석. 그러니까 답습하지 않겠다는 거고 양산형이 되지 않겠다는 거잖아요.
예.
그 마인드 자체로도 되게 희망적으로 들립니다. 자, 김영태 대표님에게 게임이란 무엇인가요?
저한테 게임은 모든 것이죠.
모든 것.
예.
오.
저는 게임을 만드는 것 외에 취미가 없습니다.
게임 개발 덕후다.
예.
예.
그래서 게임을 하는 것보다도 만드는 것에 더 재미를 느끼고 있고요. 그래서 제 인생의 모든 것이기 때문에 허투루 할 수 없는 그런 것이 바로 저한테는 게임이지 않나 싶습니다. 가장 즐거운 순간이죠.
즐거운 순간.
게임 개발. 이브와 니케 모든 걸 쏟아부을 예정입니다.
He's gonna put his all into that ass. Thank God. I mean, this is like something you don't see often whenever you look at like these large studios, is that you don't see the head of the company or the lead designers being like, I just want to put my soul and heart into this to make this a fun experience and a good experience. And as much as you can meme, like, for example, Nikkei about having like interesting designs for women, right? You know, you have really hot girls there. But like, I've heard that, I've not played it myself, but I've heard from many sources and from streamers that play the game that the story is really good, that the gameplay is really fun. So you can kind of like, there's something with the like having designers or like the top head being passionate about projects that are lost within the modern gaming industry. Usually you only find this within indies, so it's really refreshing whenever you see someone so successful in a company, so successful, say these things and really show it himself.
So I don't think it's very surprising that the product they are working on at Shift Up, Stellar Blade, is a product that is reflecting some very good intentions behind the directors creating it. It is something very positive. There is a reason why people are so excited for Stellar Blade. It is providing content that gamers want that reflects the wants of the directors and developers, and this is a cohesion of those wants and needs, and it's exploding in popularity. It shouldn't be that surprising. It's a simple formula. Give gamers what they want and be passionate about providing those needs. And that's exactly what Shift Up is doing. And that's why so many people are excited about this upcoming release. But of course, this whole situation is very odd. To see the standard of avoiding curvy female characters by Microsoft is concerning, to say the least, and something that is reflective of a lot of issues going on in the gaming industry. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys...
Yeah, nothing says female representation like it's sitting there and literally looking at every female trait and be like, that's bad. Wow. Keep on doing that, Microsoft. That's a great idea. Keep on doing it. It's very tragic to see that this is the way Microsoft is heading, because Microsoft is pretty damn big. Like, they're buying up so many studios and they're like literally everywhere now.
As enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below.
Yeah, this video was good. It was a really good video. This is the first Rev video I watched and I very much enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's tragic that this is the way Microsoft goes, but I think that consumers in the end of the day will just like decide on what they buy. If they dislike this kind of narrow path, then they probably will stop buying Microsoft products. And I don't think that's what Microsoft will want to in the end of the day, because in my honest opinion, I think Microsoft is just like a business. They're just like, they just want money. They don't give a fuck. I don't think like this, the guy behind Stellar Blade, he's passionate. But I won't be real. I don't think there's a passion behind Microsoft. There's probably a lot of people working there that has passion, but I don't think the overhead do have passion. And you can kind of see it like this and how it's going. How can you have passion if you're like own like how many companies, how many games they publish? How can you have passion for all those? It doesn't make sense. So it's just going to end up like, it's just going to be ending up having these checklists of things they need to follow for their products. And it just ends up horribly. Like, look at Redfall. Yeah, Redfall was awful. Like, that was a tragedy. Redfall was so bad, it was awful. It barely could run. I'm gonna be real, it could barely run at all. This game was dog shit. Like a literal rip-off game that just was shit. Tragic shit. So yeah, there you have it. My God.